Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the fourth quarantine cup. I don't know if Warfrat can talk in here. I wonder if I can allow him. Maybe we'll just switch channels. I'll just go to League Chat 1.
Hello.
Hey there, how's it going?
Pretty good. All set up in my apartment's pillow fort, ready to commentate some Dominion.
Good. Yeah. So I just started the YouTube recording, but so anyway, today I'm
Cool.
joined by last week's champion yet again. This time it's Warfrat.
Hello, everybody.
So, yeah, we're gonna start here with Ammo and Tracer, and we've got about a minute, or probably under a minute now, till it starts. And then once it starts, we'll see what horrible mistakes I've made in the spreadsheets, etc., that I have to fix while Warfrat talks about the Dominion. All right, I'll fire the gun.
Here we go.
Your microphone is making some like weird noises. I'm not
Oh,
sure
really?
exactly what it is, but it's like a little. I don't know if Alibby can confirm, but
Let me try to unplug my headphones and just go through my computer and see if that's better.
okay.
Does it sound any more normal?
It sounds about the same. I mean, I can understand you. There's just like a sort of a buzz when you
Oh,
talk. I
really?
don't know, and it's not totally constant, but
Not just my vocal fry. Right. Oh, masquerade goons. That's no fun.
yeah. So they've got Lost City goons, Masquerade goons. They're
Yeah.
just gonna try and buy a lot of Lost. I guess you might stop at one goons actually and do bridges instead
Yeah.
for the actual terminal you try and play a lot of.
Yeah, I had a game against Lime Time like a long time ago where there was goons and bridge troll, and I focused too much on goons, and the
Hmm.
bridge troll just gives you so much more control over piles and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. In the end, it's more about the ability to have the game end on your turn than anything, and so.
Right.
Well, especially if I mean if you get 6 bridges or whatever, you're going to be able to take so many provinces. So.
Yeah. Goons points just don't matter if you have all the provinces in one
Yeah,
turn.
yeah. Especially I mean, a game like this, they're going to certainly lower lost cities, and then I don't know. There's not a lot. I guess there's not a really clear like second and third pile necessarily.
Yeah.
Probably bridges, but the rest isn't so clear.
I could see them adding oases as like a safe thing to just add to the deck.
Yeah. I guess they're not. You can't have too many though, because of the hand size reduction.
Hmm.
So you probably can take some for points or I don't know if you're ahead maybe, but it's kind of risky.
Yeah. I wonder if we see them add like an envoy or a royal blacksmith
Hmm.
or just a little extra draw.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think that's possible. Of course, their trouble here is just that there's just this one stack of villages, so
Yeah, totally.
they're gonna. I mean, for the person
Really need
who's
that terminal space.
like ammo's or not ammo tracers like so far ahead with the 7 cities that it's not really
Yeah.
anything ammo can do.
Yeah, reasonable time to resign.
Yep. All right, so there's our first result in favor of Tracer. Oh, good. The results appeared in the channel.
Good.
Now, if they appear in the spreadsheet, great. I always have to like recopy some of the formulas from a past spreadsheet before it starts actually pulling stuff. Okay.
All right, who should we go to next?
I don't know. Has anyone just getting started? I mean, other than those two, of course. If you find a game, I'll follow you.
Maybe Louis the Bear and one of those two.
Okay. Who is he with?
Looks like Tracer's playing already. Yeah, against Bluey.
Okay, sure.
Ooh, Mastermind and King's Court.
And yeah, they got Wine Merchant. Plenty of draw, Village Payload.
I don't know. Do you get any Masterminds? I kind of feel like
Probably not.
it's not that important.
No, and your fives, you kind of need to.
Draw.
You kind of need to spend on the things you want to hit with like your King's Courts.
Yeah, and you can do a Journeyman Village Green thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll probably see more Village Green's duration than maybe normal. Once someone is drawing, anyway.
Yeah, that'll really help line up King's Courts.
Mm-hmm.
I think King's Court Camel Train is kind of interesting. I can sort of run through pause quickly. Louis did get a Mastermind. It's not awful, right? Like if you're masterminding a King's Court at the start of your turn, or masterminding some draw,
Mm-hmm.
it's still great for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the question of the immediate benefit, I guess, is the tempo.
Right, every
Tempo
mastermind
delay
is-
might hurt you. Is your issue,
Yeah.
I guess. Tracer's looking. I guess I don't know how the trashings compare, but like the collision on Bluey's last turn is not going to help him at all.
So here he gets to play, exile 3 King's Courts.
Now,
He just needs to
does
get up to 7.
Does Tracer have a camel train?
Yeah,
Then
I think so.
Bluey's just never gonna, or has a chance of never even getting to see those that he just exiled.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Like, I don't think. Well, Tracer doesn't quite have 14, which he. No, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, he has exactly 14. So he would have to leave. Oh, never mind. He was kinging his camel train. Yeah, Bluey's just never gonna see any of those.
Yeah, and he knows it.
Yep. So, all right, Tracer's off to a hot start. I mean, two wins in under 7 minutes is
Yeah,
is
he
great.
keeps up that pace.
All right.
First.
Tracer has 2 wins before anyone else has any. And Amo, I guess, is still sitting. So I think we've got fewer people this week.
Yeah.
We may just have to throw ourselves in to bolster the numbers. I kind of wondered how much quarantine cup fatigue would set in, having run them every single weekend.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. I'm a little thankful to for the incentive to just watch rather than play another 3 hours in a row of Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty tiring.
Yeah, yeah, and I haven't played in one yet, so I don't even know
Yeah,
what that feels like exactly.
it's some rush, let me tell you.
It's really living.
All right, so Xerxes and Ravenshard are in the queue again.
All right, I'll leave this game then.
I wasn't even.
Oh, I didn't. Maybe I shouldn't have left it. I wasn't talking about it, so we'll see. We'll see if Xerxes and Ravenshard find someone. We'll hop into whichever of those two gets an opponent first.
Mhm.
We don't.
It does look like there's a bunch of people playing. Everyone's just still in their first games.
It seems like we have fewer of the Europeans this week, maybe. Though I don't know where some of the newer people are from. It's like Haka's not here, and
Yeah.
I know RTT's not here. And
Oh, Freaky just registered.
all right,
Speaking of Europeans.
he was listening. Now he's in. All right, Freaky Cyrix. Let's get it.
Nice.
All right, there we go. Yeah, you just play one game, and then you play whoever you can find next in the quarantine queue channel, and then however long. Yeah, I mean, you can leave if you want. It's not like I'm not gonna talk. You guys are gonna make your choices quicker than we say anything that's relevant, I'm sure.
There's enough draw here to do good things with Encampment and Diplomat
Oh.
and Mastermind.
And Cyrix even opened with a gold and encampment to try and get any collided, so that was really nice.
Nice, and you can get an expand here.
Mm-hmm.
Big high roll.
Freak has the mastermind. He's not planning to buy gold, just activate a market square at some point.
Oh wow, he gets nice in there.
He may end up buying gold though. Yeah, the market square.
I'm surprised he didn't get an expand.
Market square bottom deck there, so he went ahead and bought the gold.
Yeah, you need the gold for sure. The encampments are good, but you definitely don't need to make a huge rush on them because, well, Mastermind Diplomat can do a decent amount of work.
Yeah, you can keep drawing with the other pieces of the board, the diplomats and fishing villages and stuff. But
Wonder if you even pick up any fishing villages. Not many.
yeah, right. You would just want enough to, like, if you didn't I guess if you didn't have encampments and you're trying to play diplomats, you might like to have one in hand or one at the start of each turn.
Hmm.
for certain things.
I'm not sure why Xerix resigned there. Just looking at the decks.
It looks like he could still have competed. So
Yeah.
Freaky, I don't know if Freaky rejoined the. Yeah,
Freaky
he
had
did. Yeah,
16.
you can Freaky if you go to Quarantine Cup and look at the pin post. There's a link to report results, and you can report that you beat Cyrix. And then just go back to the Quarantine Q channel and find another opponent if you want to keep playing. All right.
Steph is in the queue.
All right. We'll hop on his
Already.
table.
Oh, Lord Raddington. There's an exciting matchup. Creator versus
Destroy his own father. I think they're going to make a movie about that, but
here. Diplomatic, Mario. Maybe someone will join. I like when there's just a bunch of people saying queuing and nobody
yeah, no one.
adding each other.
Everyone wants to be the person who just has a table and someone shows up, right? They don't want to
Right,
be
right.
the one to go to a table.
That's what I was
You
doing
can
last
play
week.
Psychomatic. Yeah.
I was always just setting up a table, being like, I'm ready to go. Encampment again.
They didn't get chat, but so we'll see what they decide to do. Guess they'll just play through it.
All my sensitive information to voice.
They have another goons, but we're seeing these Lost City Village things, or these activated
Yeah.
city village things, plus goons twice now, and then encampment in that other game.
And if you get a couple idols here,
HVB, just so you know, spec chat's on, but also encampment split doesn't win here at all because there's coin and wharf. So I don't believe that that's true.
probably you don't get any idols.
Yeah.
Vampire looks awesome here.
Yeah, you need both parts of it pretty bad.
This is a decent hex. Everyone plays so fast; it's super hard to keep track of the actual players' decks.
Yeah, like I have a hard time when I'm commentating other people's matches in like League, and there's two players, and I'm trying to like think about both decks. Like that's already really hard, and this is just impossible to like be too coherent about it. It's just like noticing a few things here and there, more or less.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you'll still catch them, play something in the wrong order or whatever, but deck composition, I don't have any clue about hardly any point until they start drawing the decks and I can just see it all.
Right.
But like right now, I don't know who's ahead or anything.
Well, it looks like Steph is up 6-3 right now. So. It's a nice place for Steph to just stop. A clean shuffle, have a vampire, have an encampment in it.
Get the arena
points. And get arena points. Nice.
Yeah.
This is the type of spot where it's always a little tricky to me. Do you play the encampment? But getting that wharf in play is for sure helpful.
Mm-hmm. Then it's like he's gonna set aside all three of them or something. That's the risk here. Well, I guess he doesn't have any. I
Right.
mean, there's no. I guess it's not risk. It's just a choice.
You can just buy goons here. Save this last encampment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting to the vampire is good. Oh, he doesn't. Does he even have anything to? No, he doesn't have anything to keep the encampments right
No.
now.
Yeah, he's got nothing. Which I guess. I mean, it's not a. I don't think keeping them is like a huge deal. Like at some point you want to
Right.
be able to, but at this point,
Like
rebuy.
if you lose them, Wharf and
Mm-hmm.
Coin can do a lot of your drawing.
Yeah, and rebuying them on this board is much easier than maybe on some boards. Like you're
Mhm.
gonna have the buy for it for sure, so you just
Yeah.
just need the couple extra dollars. So
Hmm. Nice turn for Steph. Might be like Goon's encampment with the Wharf. It's reasonable. I mean, Wharf can Wharf compensates so much for the discard attack.
mm-hmm.
I think I was the only one with the treasurer.
Mm-hmm.
It's decent here. Little supplemental trashing.
Yeah,
It
I
might
get.
just be better a vampire or a Wharf.
Does Psycho have a gold? I guess only Steph has the gold. So Steph the only
Yeah.
person who can hold on to encampments right now.
Psycho might go, yeah. Coin plunder and Wharf, I
Assume
guess.
Wharf, yeah. I mean, yeah. There's not really any.
Oh, a second plunder is nice. Like a lot of the time I like to have two of
Mm-hmm.
gold and or plunder. But they have a lot of other draw with coin and Wharf, so the one is probably fine here.
It's a pretty sad turn for Psycho.
Seems pretty ahead at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be really tough for Steph to lose at this point. Steph's just not going to fail to draw ever.
Mhm.
And going to keep.
Can take the rest of the Wharves here.
He's gonna have the points lead. It. I mean, this is one of those where the person who's ahead is ahead in all the ways, and there's no
Yeah.
just like no
Yeah, I wouldn't be
outside
surprised if we
chance.
see a resign soon.
Mm-hmm. Just if Psycho's playing the meta game of someone's paid him off to slow Steph down.
Right, right.
All right, Dan's here too. All right, everyone just waited a little bit to show up, but we've got
Hmm.
the players now.
Yeah, I mean this doesn't look winnable for Psychomatic. Looks like our Silverstein and Dan might start in a second.
Okay.
Dan has started.
All right.
All right, yeah, the two of them just started.
What's mouse? Enchantress.
So that works just fine, right?
Yep.
Enchantress isn't. Yeah.
It's just all normal instructions.
And opens Marauder. Marauder.
I don't
know.
I don't think so. I
Yeah,
think
between Lighthouse and Church,
yeah. I don't think so. And also
can get out of it.
the runes just are worse since they're enchantresses at the very least.
Right.
So yeah, I can't get behind the Marauder opening.
I'm trying to think what I would open here. Workshop looks nice, but it might just be better to get the second shuffle and open like Silk Merchant Church or something.
Yeah, I mean 3-4. I think in Silk Merchant Church 4-3. I guess you can always consider just doing some double 4, but
Uh-huh.
I guess
You
it
could
would probably
open
just be
Church
double
Church
Silk.
too.
Yeah.
Houses and lighthouses that can be nice as well.
Looks like our Silverstein's gonna go for diplomat stuff. I'm not sure if I would have done that, but I kind of like just getting the workshops and
Yeah,
silk merchants. Lots of silk merchants. But
you need the workshop for sure.
no fives, so there's no nice kind of canal workshop trick because
Yeah.
everything's already cheap enough. Though you still presumably take canal at some point.
Yeah, it'll be good with all the Silk Merchant buys, and you can maybe workshop duchies in the end game because this looks like it'll end on piles.
Mm-hmm. Tracer's on his way to try and collect in a second title, but
You really liked
lot of time
commentating?
left. Yeah, Tracer sounded like sick when he commentated.
Well, it's very early for him.
sick and yeah, not awake and.
Dan's gonna get a bunch set aside here.
Mm-hmm. What are we doing? What's our cage match tomorrow? I forgot. Is it Chameleon? Is that what?
Chameleon, yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. That's too much. Yeah. All right, Dan gets his canal.
Yeah.
I have to assume that Silverstein will at least have the money for it, whether or not he chooses to do it. He goes for it too.
I think it's a good use of whatever coffers you have saved up.
Right.
I'm surprised still no one has a workshop. Just want to check. Can you hear any voices in the background?
I think part of it is like it doesn't pick up any sound until you talk, So I don't
Uh,
really hear them in general, but the um, when you were talking, I did for like a second, but they're very faint.
Good.
Yeah, and I don't know if that is part of what is making this effect. Where sometimes when you start talking, that's when it's like this makes this harsh sound or sort of harsh
Hmm.
sound because it's like the microphone's not active continually. It's just whenever it's picking something up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this doesn't interfere with anyone falling asleep to this video.
Right. We wouldn't want that.
Uh,
It's my major demographic.
Sweet dreams, everyone out there.
So Dan has just not even a single time played the Marauder where our Silverstein got a ruin. So
Yeah,
I wonder if
it might
it might,
probably should just be an enchantress.
yeah. And well, and that might even be bad for our Silverstein. He could have been getting free enchantresses. You know,
Yeah.
like that could be an actual downside. The lighthouses here.
Right. Dan looks in pretty good shape at this point. Uh, there's a lot more cards. I don't know how much of that is copper and whatnot. Not really sure about that gold.
You know, doesn't seem like they've quite gotten to any consistent deck drawing state yet.
No.
And so
And the Marauder can just be a enchantress here.
yeah. So I would probably have tried to. That's funny. That activating the diplomat. I would probably have tried to get my draw done before I put in golds, but
Yeah. There's a lot of silk merchants in play. You could also like pick up a whole bunch of merchants at once later. Add them without adding any stop cards.
mm-hmm.
I like those buys for Dan.
Yep. 6 was nice that he at least. I mean, he kind of dead draw, but he at least got to 6, which was really good.
Hmm.
These diplomats are just so. I don't know.
Yeah, you can get a couple, and I think they don't really hurt your deck, and can do some good things, but it's dicey
I
when you're
mean,
trying to draw with silk
yeah.
merchants too.
And here he's done this thing where he's using Enchantress play to get the hand size down, but then the next turn, that's going to be hard to do because he's going to have he's going to put so many cards into his hand.
Right. I get the diplomats with church and lighthouse, but
Yeah. Well, the
it's
church,
it's a little tricky.
I guess the church works both ways. I mean, you can play it such that
Right.
you can play it such that it's always helpful to the diplomats, but
Hmm. It looks like they both have two diplomats, and that seems like an okay number to me.
mm-hmm.
Just it can hurt a little if you draw them at the wrong time. And it's gonna do a few merchants. Well, maybe just two silk merchants there. Or,
Yeah. I would be interested in having the silk merchants for sure,
yeah.
but All right now we've got a three-way tie between Steph, Freaky, and Apo, at least based on the published spreadsheet. And then Tracer, Furkel, and so on. Actually, I could give you, I don't know if you care or not, but you could get I could give
Live
you a
standings.
link to the live sheet if you
Yeah,
want.
sure.
If you like DM me
Put them instead
an
of
email, if you
the
DM
normal
me an
standings.
email, I can send it, share it with you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, like Dan's getting actions from all these diplomats.
Yeah, Dan looks like he's got a lot more going on. There's a lot of cards in play
Oh wow.
to produce.
He's got 3 workshops now.
Yeah, now he's chaining those. He probably has a finish then on the next turn.
Hmm. Province definitely looks good here, yeah.
I don't know if he quite has 11 or 10 gains, but
Right.
you have to assume Silverstein probably has to lower something, though that'll be hard.
And, yeah, I don't think he can really go after the workshops in the same way that Dan has.
No, you need quite some overdraw before you can do that. Which I guess he has some draw left, but he doesn't have the actions to play it.
I think it's, yeah, taking that farming village looks fine. And Esta might have to set some stuff aside here. He wants this Diplo active, but
Can he even get down far enough? Maybe
I don't think so.
maybe if he plays something as if he plays some things as Enchantress and uses some villagers, I guess he can, but that might just be working against.
Right. I mean, if he's
Anything he
going
wants to
for it
do.
this turn, if he's going for it this turn, then the villagers, use them. But I don't know if he can quite get there.
Yeah. Now the hand size is just too big.
Yeah, unworkable.
I wonder if does he have more farming villages bottom decked? Or is it just that he was running off Diplo activations the previous turn, and this turn there was no way he was gonna be able to.
Definitely got a bunch of them, a bunch of activations last turn. He might only have 2 farming villages.
Because
If I'm reading the log right.
if he has to have the activation, that's kind of tough. Oh, there he did get the.
Oh yeah.
He did get activated.
Okay. There's his other village.
Still no finish, and then so he'll have to province again, I guess, or is likely to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much money is he getting when he plays a silver 5. So like province farming village is probably safe.
Yeah, and good for him to keep lowering, I would think,
Mm-hmm.
because he has gains advantage.
Yeah, Silverstein's just not gonna have the resources.
Right.
Still has 2 coppers in deck. That's really rough. It's really rough on a moat draw board.
This is a I kind of like this play, taking the duchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, if Dan draws, it's still
Yeah, it's just over.
super easy for Dan to finish. But
I do think Dan needs at least a couple Diplo activations to make it
mm-hmm.
to a finish. If he sees his villages early enough like that, I think it looks good for him getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, because now he can play these workshops out of hand and then church some things and get activations.
Right. I would rather set aside some things that aren't in this hand, but it's okay.
Yeah, right. He hasn't found the provinces. Didn't go for
Yeah.
activation, but now can he even get low enough? He can play.
I don't think he has another church.
It's really weird to play diplomat there instead of silk merchant
Hmm.
if you're gonna moat. I mean, if you're not getting the actions, it's weird. You would just assume have the buy, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any like trick. You're not going to trash the silk merchant or anything, so
I add another church. This turn's Dan.
now Dan might have to think about workshopping duchies.
Hmm. Like he's using villagers now, so any duchies he gains now, he can gain later.
That's true. That's true. It can matter.
Also,
I mean, it can still matter if Silverstein compile, but
right. The green isn't so bad for your deck though, because you're looking to set stuff aside with church
mm-hmm.
to
I feel
make
like
your deck really function.
like Dan could have got a win that turn and just didn't play that quite right. As far as
Yeah.
getting I mean, because there was a point where he could have activated more diplomats than he did,
Mm.
and he was holding so many workshops. It looked pretty good for getting a finish, but
Yeah, he had like 4 workshops and 3 Diplos in hand.
and at that point he still had a bunch of he still had some actions and villagers, so he could have lowered and activated at least once or twice, for sure,
Mm.
guaranteed.
A pretty nice turn for our Silverstein.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know about doubling. I guess he's just hoping for a dud, which might be his best chance.
Yeah, Dan doesn't have that much money unless he finds a silver.
The biggest catch up for Dan is I think all of his workshops and workshopping duchies is not hard at all.
Right.
But this turn already looks really good for Dan.
Yeah. So it could have gone bad off one of those Diplo plays, or I mean, if those hadn't. But I guess he doesn't really have much stuff that isn't just more diplomats or moat things.
Yeah, like he can just play this Marauder as something if he wants. He doesn't have to set it aside. He has plenty of actions now.
Yes, this easy.
Yeah, this is it.
And province.
And the thing with all the Diplos is like you can have a turn like that, or you can have a turn that looks pretty ugly.
Yep.
It's in the queue.
I don't know if Tracer found someone or not.
Tracer, it looks like Dan and Tracer. Yeah. We have here. Oh, you're getting Coven. Not unusual.
I don't know.
Don't know about Coven.
I don't love it here. Game can go pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess so with Butcher.
I would be looking to skip it here myself, I think. You could certainly play them pretty quickly too, so that's something, but I think you can get... I mean, I feel like the Butcher is good enough that I would rather be getting hunting parties to play all my stuff more often than Coven at any point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Myself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a nice gamble.
It's engineered.
I feel like Dan loves to gamble.
Yeah,
we saw him gambling a lot last week.
Just cycle through that deck.
Mm-hmm. $2 to cycle a card. Could do like an interesting gamble Butcher thing with your deck drawn.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely could come up.
Yeah, Coven's pretty interesting. Pairing it to Witch and Old Witch and whatnot.
Yeah, it's different. I'm on the side of it being fairly weak as far as cursors go, which is, not
every curse in your deck. Yeah. Right. Every curse in your deck is so much worse than -1 VP.
Yeah. So as a junker, as a cursor, I'm not too enamored with it. It's still a fine card just because that class of cards is still really good. So even one.
You're still going to get it on a lot of boards because there's no trashing or.
And the resources are pretty good.
Right.
There are enough other little synergies just from the resources. As far as it being non-terminal and giving that much money.
The chameleon thing is what a card.
Yeah. So there's just enough of those that I think boost it, but the attack part to me is just not impressive. But it has good resources. It's not as good though as it's still not as good as a Smithy kind of thing though, is the thing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it's some of the cards that it's compared against, I guess. Have that, so
Dan and Tracer are mostly drawing with Smithy and Ghost Town here. haven't touched the hunting parties. I
It's
think Dan
interesting.
has the only heralds.
Yeah, the engineer is really nice here because that Tron engine is pretty good. Just the
Hmm.
Ghost Town Smithy. So the I am surprised that there hasn't been a point. I think the debt takes have at some point prevented fives, but the um, for the most part, I don't know if there was like a spot where they should have taken HP that they didn't.
Yeah,
But I also didn't see every turn at all.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a, I can afford exactly a ghost town and a smithy this turn sort of thing. The smithy would have been a hunting party otherwise. But Dan has a coven now, and Tracer takes one of his own.
Hmm.
I think I'm on seeing it the way you were saying that this is just going to go too fast between butcher and engineer for the covens to do much of anything.
Yeah, I'm not into it here, but
Ghost towns are going to run pretty quickly. It looks like
yeah.
second coven. Okay,
As long as you're in
and a
a
third.
as long as your deck is able to empty two other piles, then the curse is lowering. I mean, you can get the provinces at the end and have enough of
Hmm.
the points, I think. But I guess
And if Dan draws, playing three covens in a turn, bad. Simple fine. I haven't used it a lot yet. Just
now they're both just like all about the covens, which this turn sucks partly because of the covens. I mean, it's an okay-ish turn, right? But
right.
you're not playing your gainer. You're not playing. I mean, your other gainer. You're not. Um,
Kind of think Dan wanted to butcher into a ghost town there.
yeah, he should
It was
be.
a
He should
little risky
butcher.
looking.
He should butcher something into something. I mean, I would not have. I would have
And then
turned
get through the
I
deck
would
with
have turned
gamble.
copper into something, I guess. But now Dan's living that gamble life. I would have
Love it.
tried to do one copper into something, I think, but huh? Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he looks fine this turn now.
Yep.
Curses are going to run like very soon. A little unfortunate for Dan that he can't put those all in Tracer's deck this turn, but probably you want a second butcher in this deck.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know, they're not drawn deck,
Yeah, I would wait to gain it just on a turn where I actually had already drawn the deck, I think.
right? To gain and play
As
the
far
second
as
one.
second butcher, or at least until I reached that point and then was gaining it on a buy or something,
Hmm.
but not before then.
The curses went 7-3. Dan having only three.
Does Dan get a ghost? Did Dan get a ghost? Okay, he does have to. Yeah.
You could butcher into engineer. I feel like this would be like over already. No one's got an engineer in a while.
Are they all gone? Someone still has one in deck, but
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good threat. Maybe one of these covens becomes a butcher now.
or HP or something.
Hmm.
I guess he's gonna try and I'm surprised you
gamble
can't.
at
If
all?
he's gonna gamble, he doesn't want to play all of that, and he also shouldn't have discarded the curse. If you're gonna
To
leave,
spend your all your coffers before you gamble.
yeah,
Like once you gamble, you can't spend them again.
yeah. But he
Yeah.
should have kept the curse in hand from the inn because he was gonna save a copper to hit his, or he was gonna save a 0 cost to hit with butcher anyway. So it would have been
Oh
better
yeah.
if it was the curse.
Still waiting on the undo to resolve. I don't know why my computer does this, or if it's my internet, but it takes me forever.
Oh, there's like an undo window on you.
Yeah, just the screen freezes, and then I get the Kingdom reloading spinny wheel for a little extra long. Thought getting a new computer would fix it, but it didn't. Check out the standings in the meantime. Gee, hasn't lost yet. Tracer with 6 games already. Wow. All right, I just got back into the game. It's always so stressful when I'm playing, and I think like my opponent might win that turn, and I'm just waiting for the undo to resolve, and I'm like, oh, am I gonna be lost as soon as I get back?
The draw situation for Dan has still been sad this entire game, and he's basically just been gambling to clear off his actions that are remaining in deck, and it sort of worked, but I don't believe it's better than actually drawing them into hand consistently.
Right.
So I'm not convinced by the shape of the decks here, but obviously
Sure.
Tracer's hand
Looking
here
at
is
some hands.
hilarious.
It would be a lot. It'll be even better if he draws a curse.
Yeah.
It would be better for him too. Just
Yeah.
let the turn be
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
dead.
I don't know if he has another one, but I guess he does have one more. Unless he's
So do
the estates are all
they
gone.
each have an engineer?
Yeah. No. Two are in the trash, so just Dan has one now.
Oh, okay.
Tracer popped his last turn.
Hmm.
Dan just missed a win.
What was it on? Smithies?
Yeah, he could have butchered covens and stuff into them, and then double greened one with engineer.
Tracer did draw the curse, and he resigned as a result.
So Dan missed the Smithy one there, or pilot. But anyway, the game ended shortly thereafter. All the same.
Join here. Has Xeric started yet?
Probably. They were talking a while ago.
Yeah, they're a few turns in.
Quite a ways in. Let's wait for one that's fresh. I get even more confused if I try to do the one at turn 5 or 6 even.
Much later on.
We'll just see if Dan or Tracer gets somebody, and then maybe we'll follow that person away to get new people. But we do have a little bit lower numbers this week. Though, I mean, we're still in the 20s. Someone in voice chat, go play Tracer Dan. We just need players. We don't, you can just be spoiler. You can beat these people who are competing for the glory. You just take it away from them.
Steph is in the lead now. Pulled ahead of Freaky.
Yeah, I guess while I'm waiting, I can do my thing where. So if we got Steph in the lead, and then 17, and then Freaky 15, Tracer 14, Ammo 14, both with our highest number of games played. And then a couple people a little lower than that. So top 4 right now is clear, but we've got a long ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if the time, if the length of it should ever be adjusted. I don't know what people think about the length of it. If the free play should be shorter or anything like
Yeah.
that.
A little shorter, I think.
Yeah. I mean, especially like on a day like today, if people are already running out of players, then all right, we'll look at Curlindy. Sierra Lundy joined somebody. We'll watch that.
All right.
Yeah, when they're running out of unique people, then it's tougher.
But we haven't gotten to
No.
that point yet
No.
of needing to replay anyone.
Yeah. And part of the idea, I guess, of the time length is just that to have a window where you're not obviously if you want to win, you probably need to play the whole time or a good portion of it. But if you just want to,
people can just drop in,
show up and play games, then it's nicer to have a bit longer window.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way for it to be. Like people can play the whole time if they want to, but
yeah.
I mean, I took like a 15-minute break last time or something like that.
I mean, Wandering Winter has the actual correct rule, but
right.
I'm gonna enforce that more strictly this week. I like that this is the message that got through on spec chat.
Yeah. It's nothing super fancy to do here.
Somehow, so just slay.
And even react with slay and put a village spoils into your hand. Disappointing.
Yeah, I guess you're just gonna get the gains are the problem, no buy.
Could look at like vault money. No, there's platinum colony.
Yeah, it's too. There's.
I guess that doesn't rule it out. Like you can get some vaults and big treasures.
I think you can play with a vault for sure. I don't know if it. I think I will probably have enough actions that I'm not thinking of it as vault money. But
yeah, sure.
But certainly, I mean, it's like a single big VP gain board. So whatever you do, just is sort of building to try and do that somewhat consistently. And
yeah,
so,
like the money lenders and cargo ships look good to me.
Yeah, so the vault's definitely nice in that deck, for sure. I mean, I guess if the encampment's lower, then in some ways the plunder split could matter, or not split necessarily, but how many times you get to play a plunder. So the
King a new card there.
I don't know if they'll get Splendor. I don't know if they'll actually get the encampments down, but maybe they will. So far they're going for them. It's just a question of can they keep them.
That's going to be a little tricky.
The workshop's really nice here, even though it's mostly not imping for you. It's just
Mhm.
there's so many good four and belows on the board that it's really good.
Gaining a gold early is even
Yeah.
nice.
The gold, and I guess you could get two of them, though. I don't know if that's worth it or not, but
Yeah. The horse come from? Oh, someone
did someone
Berlandi
use me
played
for
as
the
a
mouse?
slayer. Yeah. She'll do the same thing again here with nothing to throne. It gets you an imp. Certainly, some imps is. Horses are kind of nice for you to try to throne something nice.
Yeah, I think the horses are good. I mean, I think it's not. I mean, I think like sleigh plays are pretty good here.
Yeah. See there, Berlundi could have like played the imp first for a chance at throning the moneylender, which it's not a huge deal. One extra copper out of deck, but platinum looks like the buy here. As an encampment. Putting the horse onto your cargo ship is nice too. A makeshift barge. Barges are just cows.
The Silverstein finishes his trashing now.
That's just cows.
No horses allowed on the ship.
No.
On the boat.
So Silverstein looks a little bit ahead.
Finding helps a lot as far as Sarah Lundy not being sad. The I might if you have enough money. I don't know if I would actually take a platinum over a vault here first.
Yeah, the vault does plenty of work.
Like if you have enough other treasure in hand that you can get to the 11 on the discard, then I would rather have that than the platinum, I think. But this is interesting that we'll see if Silverstein follows on the plunders at all or not. Or if he's just... I would not feel great about a colony for him, I don't think.
It'd be okay.
Maybe it's okay. I kind of feel like I want a little bit more draw in his deck, but
Yeah, and he could easily lose some of the draw he has
I wonder
in the
if
encampments.
there's a thing you can get if you have enough throne rooms where you can like print horses by mousing the horses. Like
Yeah, that seems good.
because you can get. I mean, if you have
You can scout and put them all on top too.
if you have the actions for it, you can make a lot of horses from your horses. Oh no, he didn't do
Yeah.
it. He didn't do it. Oh no. Like he should be getting 4 horses there.
Hmm.
He had the
Yeah, absolutely.
actions. That's like gonna be big if he doesn't do it ever, as far as shot of winning, because that's gonna make the draw so smooth if you use the way of the mouse.
Yeah. So this doesn't remotely resemble Vault Money, and I think they're playing pretty good decks for this board.
I'm gonna cry though if he leaves all of these actions unplayed.
Yeah. You could even, slay the horses if
Yeah.
you have nothing else to use. But
Well, that's what
he
I
has
was
other stuff
talking
to
about.
use.
Is that like a
Oh yeah,
slayed horse? I mean, kind of. I probably doesn't generate excess anything. But if you have the
right.
actions, for it, you play 1 horse and you get 2 more.
Huh?
I wonder, he's Sierra Lundy colony last turn was pretty sad just because of the there he did it, because he doesn't have 8. I don't know why he didn't take a slay or take an imp. That seems odd to me. Surely you can afford to play imp with a deck with 30 horses. So he didn't play his,
Mhm.
that was just weird. That's just, why wouldn't you play the Devil's Workshop? I
He's also
wonder.
not going to hit
Yeah,
11
yeah, he still didn't add
this
enough
turn.
to get 11.
One vault is great.
So if Silverstein starts printing the horses, he probably doesn't miss ever and just
Mhm.
will get there.
Yeah. I don't know if the cargo ship for horses is better than like getting it in play and setting a horse aside.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I was thinking about that. I'm not sure.
Mm.
It's probably a little better, right? It's probably 2 cards versus 1 if you don't need the
Hmm.
money. I guess consistency. Like there he was scouting, so it wasn't, he knew he was going to be able to set up a turn.
Right. The scouting is so nice with the horse sprinting thing. Could empty the horse pile too if they end up to just generate more horses. Okay, with throwing in the cargo ship, Kurlundi does have enough to colony here
Okay. Well, that's
and
good.
gain 1,000,000 horses. No livery populate, but
He didn't gain imp again.
yeah, I mean the imps are just good with horses.
Yeah. Like they're not gonna whiff. He didn't scout, or did he? He just had enough with the. He didn't have the extra, so he couldn't.
Yeah, he didn't have enough money.
Okay, but now he can't do it this turn again, right? I mean, he doesn't, because he
Right, right.
duration. He didn't have to though. He messed that up because he could have not set anything aside with his cargo ship, and then it would have
Yeah,
stuck around, and he could still hit 11 again. So that was a mistake. Since
and
the durationing there is optional.
there goes the horse pile. Yeah, there it is.
That's funny.
I mean they have enough horses at this point that I feel like somewhat determined. Like they're not gonna dud.
No, I think it's just all basically golden. There's just Sierra Lundy's problem is he didn't get money, or
Mhm.
I mean, he would have still been in a good position accepting, I think even a winning position, accepting how he played the cargo ship on the previous turn.
The plunder's okay as long as he doesn't set anything aside with the cargo ship.
Yeah, but the problem now is that Silverstein can just colony 3 times for sure,
Right. I mean, it's not
and
gonna.
can't be caught. So, but if he had
Yeah.
been able to colony this turn, it would have been different. They would have had to dance on provinces, and
Hmm.
eventually Silverstein would have either had to take a plunder or he would have lost to the plunder points.
Hmm.
So
This kingdom's a lot more interesting than I thought it would be at first glance.
yeah, just no way that Sir
Hmm.
Lundy can win here. The Silverstein's certainly not going to miss colony.
Looks like Steph and Tracer are gonna start up in a second.
Sorry, Truffles. Oh, Truffles is gone again. No, wait, no, she's here. I was supposed to talk about Animal Crossing in here instead of Dominion. Well, my only thing in Animal Crossing right now is that my turnips are all worthless, and I have a garbage price, and I'm going to lose a bunch of money.
I wish I could banter about the turnips, but I don't know anything about Animal
It's
Crossing.
it's it's like the stock market. It's like
Oh yeah.
you can buy them at some point, and then the prices change during the week, but you don't know what they're going to be. So you try and wait for a good price to sell them, but I
Huh.
waited too long. Where you can go to other people's islands and get their prices for the turnips. So on Discord, we've been trying to
Mm,
coordinate, but I didn't take advantage of any of the decent prices earlier in the week, and so
I see.
I'm just gonna, and they rot after a week. So if you
Uh,
don't sell them, they go away, and there's only one day a week you can buy them. So anyway, that's the
mm.
Animal Crossing turnip situation that
Is it worth
everyone
anything?
that everyone was dying to know. So like I bought them for like $90, and I'm gonna have to sell them for like 50 because that's what my garbage price is today, and it's the
Uh,
last day before they all rot.
okay.
But I could have sold them for like 150 or something. Some people had prices like that this week, but
Does
I
no one just eat them
no, you can't do any. They're just like I think you can eat them, but eating stuff
for just money?
doesn't really mean that much in Animal Crossing. It like
Doesn't
lets
give you any satisfaction. Like,
it like lets you do. I don't know if the turnips work the same way, but like if you eat fruit, it lets you like break rocks or dig
oh,
dig entire trees up. It just gives you like a one shot little ability if you eat something. I don't know if
that is cool.
I don't know if the turnips do that too, but anyway,
Yeah.
um I don't know what our Silverstein's trying to get CR Lundy to resign. it's the it's the
Not a.
quarantine cup strats.
Looks like Bluey and Person Man started very recently.
Oh, B Skull's typing.
Gotta be careful. You can't accidentally type and make people think you're
Exactly.
joining the tournament.
Get everyone's hopes up. Are there any games?
Rather than watching any games, we we can watch the bottom of the Discord screen and see what B Skull has to say.
Nothing. It was just false hope. Have you seen any games? Maybe we can do Sierra Lundy and Chrome Iridium.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, never mind. Well, this works too. Chrome Iridium R Silverstein.
All right, I'll join.
They're
I'm actually
like-
going to take a break real quick.
Okay,
I'll be back in a couple
sure.
minutes.
So they've got amulets, money stuff, I guess. That's all that's going on here. There's no draw or non-terminal things to speak of. So I guess they're just going to have relics and cash. Trash a little bit. May see some Enclave buys. I would expect a few at least anyway. Way the Camel, just another money thing. You're not gonna like go out of your way to do it, but I guess you could get an amulet play that lets you pick up a second gold on some turn. Maybe Enclave. That's actually not too bad. I guess Way the Camel may make Enclave more appealing, though it's kind of hard to hit 8 while playing one of your amulets for nothing. Not impossible though. Treasure map looks pretty bad to me. Ducats are pretty bad too. I mean, I guess it's okay to swap them for a copper if you're not doing anything else, but their on-play effect is pretty underwhelming here. Silverstein gets another treasure map, which again to me looks pretty bad, but I think the ventures are actually quite nice. There's some bank synergy there. Looks a little nicer to me than the whatever our Silverstein is spinning his buys on. Now he gets the golds, which is okay, but I don't know if it's better than having the however many other things he could have at this point, but versus how they hurt his buys in the meantime, but I guess Chrome Iridium may actually be able to do with a really lucky draw, do like a decent double buy on something if he hits things in the right order on his ventures. He could get quite a bit of cash and buy on a turn. I don't know that matters, but it's at least theoretically possible. Like if the ventures here chain some and then hit banks at the right time. Oh, he bottom decked all his banks. I mean, he just has 2, but still bottom decked 2 out of 3 on this turn. Would have been super good to hit. And you really don't want the 2 banks. I guess it's okay to have him in hand like this. He's still got buy, so this should be probably double province money. I don't know if you want it.
But I'm back, and I see a lot of ventures.
Yeah, we got a
out of the fire.
treasure deck going on here.
And prosperity mix.
Chrome Iridium has a deck that can double province just on treasure stuff. I guess you could probably stack it to triple, but that's really unlikely.
This has gone super fast.
Yeah, they're playing it quick. Our Silverstein did treasure map, which I wasn't super in love with, but Chrome Iridium had like one really rotten shuffle where he bottom decked his banks, but otherwise would have had he just bought a duchy, which is terrible because there's Enclave. I mean,
yeah,
I guess in his view, potentially the golds hurt his output, but it's still pretty weird.
I have yet to buy Enclave.
He's
not that I think it's bad or anything, but
Chrome Iridium's kind of having rough draws on where his ducats and his banks line up, though he has no way of controlling it, so that was always a pretty likely thing to happen.
Yeah.
going to be, I mean, he had no way of controlling it other than just getting lucky.
Hmm.
So we could watch Furkle and Chromeridium. I don't have them, I don't think.
Do I have them? Now I've played Fearful for some sort of tournament before. Join you.
All right, I found. All right, I added Chromeridium. All right.
Insport,
Yeah.
great minion thing.
But no real reason to open it here.
Mm.
And of course, quite a reason not to, in terms of buying other things. It's the peasants. Not the best targets for things in the peasant line.
No,
but treasury.
I guess you have
okay.
treasury.
Yeah, like you kind of have
Yeah.
to.
Attacking it is a nice thing to come along with a usable card. It's actually really good for the outpost turns too.
Yeah, definitely.
Develop. I don't know if develop sees much play. Like you can develop your money lender into a 5 and like maybe another develop at some point.
Like you can
in your
do stuff with it once you have a really good deck, but then maybe you just are doing other things by then. I don't know. So that's there's not, just so many things. You don't want a lot of copies of hardly anything. Really.
Yeah. Like you don't want that many candlestick makers because you're going to be putting your plus card on treasury, I'd imagine.
We did not split up Chromeridium. We're united.
Well, it's kind of nice, like early on, if you need to. I don't know. They have the money lender. I could see it happening, like to find your peasant or something.
Yeah, I definitely situationally you could have a shuffle where you want to see the next 3 cards more than whatever you have in hand. So definitely for cycling on peasant stuff and playing whatever.
I've had at least one game with Mole where it's just like you're constantly getting rid of your hand to try to find, what you need to find, draw or something.
Yeah, I haven't played anything where I used it a lot yet, but I haven't played anything that was like where it was like the draw in the engine, which probably doesn't happen very often. But
yeah, like it has some clear synergies, but I think a lot of the time it's just going to be a fail safe or some sort of thing.
The shuffle may be pretty sad this next turn for Chromeridium. The nice thing with the Traveler lines, of course, all the ways have this, but that you can, with the exception of ways that totally get rid of the card, you can still exchange. So, Way of the Mole is just one where that might be even nicer because of the cycling aspect.
Yeah, I mean, if you see your peasant turn 3,
you can throw that hand,
and could easily be better than a coin in the buy. So the treasuries are gone. No, how that split went.
Nobody's played a teacher yet. They both have one. Well, Furkle has 4, I guess, at least. And he bought one, so
This is a
at least 5.
board where you need teacher for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because the actions just aren't that good until you put tokens on them.
I've had at least one board in recent memory where I was too swayed by the never exchange disciple popularity, and I paid for it.
Yeah, I don't remember my last peasant game that I played in a competitive match or just against a human.
And Mario has moved into the #1 spot right now with 19 points, followed by Fear Cole and Apostoloso Ruler with 17 and Xerix with 16. Xerix is tied with Psychomatic.
Yeah, a few of the players, well, they may have stopped playing, but a few of the people who were at the top just kind of...
Yeah, Steph hasn't played any games in a bit. Freaky.
Stopped playing.
Yeah.
Which means they're either stuck in one or they just are taking a break.
They just don't understand the quarantine meta.
Yeah.
There's Mole getting Chrome Meridium's teacher in play.
Furkle gets to call twice or first.
Oh yeah.
Did anyone get a second line? Oh, no one got a second line going at all. You really do want a disciple.
Yeah, you need to be discipling your treasuries.
Because the actions mainly, but the... I mean, you want as many as you can get. It's just kind of hard to get them.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Ooh, so I guess Chrome Meridium has the outpost.
I'm surprised at the number of candlestick makers Furkle took there. That's... Why would you need that many? Or one? He bought 3 of them.
Guess they're looking at it as another teacher target.
I guess it's I guess it's a mole thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that makes sense. Though it would be better if you were more trashed and didn't have a million terminals. See,
has the outpost.
See, the thing is though, I get it. If you were just playing a deck that was just treasuries and candlestick makers, that would work. But if you've got 4 terminals, then the candlestick makers are just basically stop cards again.
Yeah.
Unless you're willing to toss your terminals every turn, which I just don't think you are.
Yeah, you need to be playing your outpost.
Yeah.
Remodel is a pretty nice terminal as is Moneylender.
What is going to work out, I guess, for Furkle is now he's going to action the candlestick maker, so then he will have a full mole draw engine kind of thing. But I don't know. This is maybe it's just what you have to do here, but it's all takes a long time.
Meridian has a ton of coffers.
Eventually, someone's just going to be able to do the estates or the peasants or something.
In fact, Miracle might consider going for it here with 5 estate gains and an outpost play.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't mull the remodel, actually, but...
Has a ton of candlestick makers down there right? So
The golds don't work with the mole stuff at all.
hmm,
Like that doesn't work. I mean, I guess the remodel targets maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I would imagine that's the thought process.
I can't imagine the game lasts long enough to get a third one, Willow, but the way they're playing it, it could. But I wouldn't expect it to in general.
You can remodel the teacher at this point. I think that's a good use for it.
This is just like I would have liked Furkel's deck at this point if it didn't have the golds, because you would be able to owl a lot more. But I assume you still owl here. He's not even doing it. Oh, he couldn't. He
In
was
mole,
out of actions. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I meant mole. It's these draw until things that not the
yeah.
way the mole is draw until, but it sort of looks like it.
Those two do go nice together. Play a game with more than one way.
Yeah.
Both get swamp eggs. I don't think that's doing a whole lot here.
I wouldn't think so at this point, but I guess it sort of makes the like estate pile outs hard.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I mean, I wouldn't get it,
no.
but that's partially because it's on my ban list, so it wouldn't show up in the kingdom anyway. I don't think it's like that bad of a card in certain kingdoms, but I just don't like the feeling of being disincentivized to buy cards.
Yeah. Mostly I just think it's like not that important most of the time. Like it's not
I think that's true. Like
it's not
in most of the kingdoms, it shows up in.
But yeah, for sure sometimes you're just like, "Oh, well, what am I doing now?" Like is it
Yeah. Chrome Meridian's close to the estates, but not quite there. Both have a ton of coffers. I didn't realize Chrome Meridian didn't have the outpost yet. That's pretty important here.
yeah. If Furkel can probably just finish if he goes for it. Maybe not off this hand, but possibly with some more mole stuff. No, he also doesn't, I guess, have to do anything. So
You gotta develop.
surely you remodel and play a mole. Well, maybe not.
I wonder what. I think I'd have remodeled the teacher. I missed the tiny button. He moved back up in the standings, I guess, from other people moving down. Most back in the top four.
Still didn't find his buys and gains gold. The gold buys to me are still just. I
Hmm.
mean, I get he's trying to do this remodel stuff, but
The estates are just sitting there looking juicy.
no one has swamp eggs played. Yeah, it. I mean, I don't know if I would go for the estates or not, but you
Hmm.
could go for like Furkle could go for havens even, and then that would be
Yeah,
much more. If you took 5 havens or whatever on a turn, your next turn isn't hurt by them, and in fact maybe is helped by them.
yeah. Furcal had that one turn where it seemed like the states were within reach, but hasn't had. It's looked a little more dangerous uh, other times.
I guess he puts coin on something, but there's not anything he has a lot of.
Hmm.
I don't think this is a 15 turn game, but
And the mole gets your traveler stuff going pretty quickly.
yeah. So you get all these hands where he just has this mix of things that would be nice to use away stuff with, and then this cash that doesn't play with it at all.
Right.
But if you had more payload in actions, then it would the turns would run a little smoother.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's something to be said for getting like a bunch of swamp hags here.
Mm-hmm.
By a bunch, I mean, I don't know, three.
Yeah. Maybe the curses will bear a third pile.
No one's touched the fairgrounds yet.
How
Not
close
that they
is
need to, but
how close is Furkle to being able to? He needs buys, but he can just empty provinces. Okay. I was gonna say there's always a possibility that a curse pile out would have worked for Furkle there, but
mm,
so
yeah, well, there's that game.
okay. That's weird.
Hmm.
Maybe Cyrix.
Ring spear are gonna play. Yeah. We got charm and both 8 debts here.
I need to start implementing a like a 2 point penalty if you're table host and you don't turn off spec chat. Especially if we were sitting there in the table before any of it happened.
We got
No excuses.
old witch and young and witch here now.
Have you ever rolled? I mean, I'm sure I haven't. Have you ever rolled
Triple Witch.
yeah, the triple witch?
I'd love to. I don't think I have.
Just 3 generations of witches, a fine family tradition.
Much everything in this kingdom looks good. Don't get any merchant guilds, but I guess you only get one of the witches too.
Yeah, I mean, you could play. You could play.
And
With,
catapult. There's
you can
catapult overlord.
you can play with merchant guilds. I think.
Yeah.
What's a pain here mainly is just that you probably are under catapult attack the entire game,
Yeah. It's brutal.
so that hurts the city quarters and the dungeon stuff. I guess it doesn't necessarily hurt the dungeon, but it still makes the city quarters quite a bit sadder.
The charm 8 debt thing looks pretty important.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I guess that's tough. The Overlord and the Merchant Guild interaction isn't good.
Yeah. I guess you're playing the overlords as crowns a lot of the time, and draw, of course.
Sarx is not interested.
Yeah. This was gonna be a long one, so.
Yeah.
Right.
We can watch Furkel and Silverstein.
It's good.
Okay.
Furcol sitting atop the standings right now. 6 wins and only 1 loss.
Nice. Yeah, the live one hasn't quite updated, so that won't. It's missing 2 of his wins, in fact. So.
Really?
Well, that Cyrix one only took.
Oh yeah, that was super quick.
2 minutes. So, if it the sheet only updates every 5 minutes, so it can miss a couple results.
Oh, that doesn't actually do anything. I'm gonna say Changeling Destrier. The nice thing, but that doesn't matter at all.
Oh yeah.
Treasure map Destrier though.
Yeah, there you go.
Found it.
Finally. Article incoming. Oh wow, we have some ties. I hadn't seen the bot.
Yeah.
Can handle it. Great.
This board is a little light on payload.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that's not so great here. Everything else here is a lot, but I feel
It is.
better about TMAP than I did on the last time it was gained.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with that. Wandering Wonder.
It doesn't feel great to me to have your buys be like treasure map,
Yeah.
but it seems like worth doing maybe.
You need to make sure you maybe not make sure, but it would be nice to be picking up a green card on the turn you play your treasure maps.
Yeah.
Like even if it's well, best is probably a nobles, but
Yeah.
whether that is available, who knows?
Wow.
And
Uh,
maybe you just don't even do treasure map because you
Circle has
just,
1,000,000 points.
oh yeah.
I agree with Wandering Winder. Taking like another nobles there, or not the gold.
So Furkel still has not hit Academy even either,
Yeah.
which is yeah. You have to work hard for your gains here. Either well, so is Silverstein.
Probably Firkle or our Silverstein could have done the 2 treasure maps this turn. Oh no. You would instantly not nearly draw deck. Yeah, what Chad's saying totally seems like a thing to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Not take all of the golds off treasure map. Use some of them as changelings.
So you've got to, yeah. Gains here, you either have to feed foragers by trashing hunting grounds or, I guess, pillage nets you cards.
It does, yeah.
Those are,
Honestly, well, no, not with the dens. I was gonna say the attack could hurt, but den mitigates that a decent amount. I think you got to do the team maps here.
oh, pillage.
Mm. Which would be a little nicer if you could take changelings. Not even a little nicer, I guess. A lot nicer.
Our Silverstein has so much overdraw right now.
Oh
It's
wow.
like,
Uh,
I assume one of these hunting grounds is going to die.
he wanted to buy the treasure maps last turn, but had 7 instead of the expected 8.
They're not being attacked. But they haven't gotten anywhere yet. Okay, there.
Yeah, nobles for sure.
Yeah, the 6
See
point
juicy points.
6 point nobles is pretty good.
Aqueduct is so powerful. I've found.
Yeah. I don't know.
On the right kingdom, of course.
Yeah. I'm pretty dismissive of landmarks, but I know that of course I have to adjust my play around them in whatever ways. But
Yeah.
but I tend to, at least in my head, dismiss them.
Yeah. I feel like people's opinion of Defiled Shrine has come around a little bit to where a little more frequently than they used to.
I mean, people always seemed pretty willing to take it in my experience, and I just always thought it was too soon, but I still kind of feel that way. I mean, I admit I have a pretty for any specific card, I have a pretty limited number of games that I can recall from my memory on.
Yeah.
At this point, it's not, I don't grind.
When I think of a Defiled Shrine game, I think of Lazy Dog versus Sebrix. There's some surprising Defiled Shrine buy that ended up being super important for Lazy Dog.
For quest, so many points.
Yeah, that's maybe insurmountable.
I mean, as long as he can still kind of work towards a finish,
Yeah, he
it's
has a
going to be
perfectly
tough.
functioning deck.
Hmm.
Not gonna be able to double the whole time, but that's not necessary.
Yeah, it's not like our Silverstein has that much to compete on it anyway
Hmm.
at this point.
I don't think trashing hunting grounds is really going to come into play.
He's going to need it to for him to win.
Yeah.
I would say that it may not come into play, but
Yeah.
our Silverstein's going to need it to. 16, yeah.
Oh yeah, does double one more time.
And I guess you can mill
Yeah.
in the future. Like if next turn
Yeah.
if next turn you draw again, I for sure would. I guess he probably doesn't have.
Just trash the den
He
and say, you
trash.
know, I have all the points.
I guess he has exact draw to still draw deck. So I mean, I would even trash a province. Over
Yeah.
if that didn't present any kind of threat or any risk
Right.
of them. Now Furkel was a little lucky, I think, because like he doesn't have academy, he doesn't have
I,
any like action consistency to speak of. He has this one
no.
walled village, one nobles, and then he's on the dens. So
He just got a million aqueduct points and got the treasure maps off a little earlier.
but there are still our Silverstein taking the provinces and stuff, unless when he started taking it, there was like a set of turns where he could catch up in points. He shouldn't have gone for that yet. He should be looking
Right.
for other ways of scoring or slowing Furkel down, whether it's nobles or the pillage or whatever, because there's lots of points still on the board.
Hmm.
So taking provinces while still being behind by 20 points is like
Yeah.
super losing. Lowering the provinces in that fashion.
It makes sense to me that our Silverstein could have had a turn if he kept building.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Or he
He
tracked
may
the whole
still
hunting grounds.
like run out of time or whatever. I don't know, but you're gonna lose if you're buying provinces, helping them lower provinces, and you're behind by 20 points. Like you're just
Hmm.
it doesn't get anywhere.
He is queuing. I can't see him in my friends list though.
Right, one half hour about.
That's Psychomatics asking about no new games after 20 UTC. I think it's 2030, right?
Maybe next week I'll try it. It's 2 hours though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can ask people.
That's a good way to do it. Maybe Appo and Mario.
Yeah, we haven't seen them, I don't think.
Neither of them has table.
All right, Mario made a table. All right, our standings has Furkel won. Also, that hasn't updated yet, but the Furkel won one, so he's at 32. Psychomatic is maybe higher than that, but I'll just read what the update published one has. Psycho's got 21, Bluey 20, Apo 19, Tracer 18, or Silverstein 18. So bottom or top four again looks like it can go to quite a few people at this point still. Though Furkel looks pretty solid. I mean, Furkel could probably stop playing and still make it in, but
Yeah, this is also Furkel's really nice performance in the Quarantine Cup.
well, he was first week he did really well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Village on this board. Things you could be doing if you had a village.
yeah, what's Druid have? Well, stuff I guess. Weigh the seal. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to do here, is there?
Yeah.
I guess you can
It's like
try and. I guess you can
ish,
try and have
money maybe.
patricians, but you know what exactly that will do is not clear.
No, yeah.
You could probably play Council Room big money with a nice masterpiece.
Yeah, totally. Masterpiece looks good for that. Mints.
Cobbler looks not that appealing to me. Mario is sort of going into this Council Room big money thing, but he also has other stuff, I guess,
Yeah.
in the deck. Sort of a mix.
I could see him starting a green here. Take $2 from
take
this.
Another silver. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it would be priest probably, but
Could be priest. I
what's
don't
a
know if
trash?
that's even worth it.
yeah, it's not clear to me either. Because, well, if you have more Council Rooms, it's definitely not. Yeah, the Cobbler looks weird to me as well. Wandering Winter. But yeah, I think he can green. He chooses to do that.
Malapa has all the patricians. He's hoping to buy like double Emporium next turn with that gold. For another masterpiece over province there. I think he just province.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to change some stuff, so I'm not watching.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, so Oppo doesn't quite get to double Emporium. Gold and a silver. Yeah, it's a pretty weird build. Thing nice to play Necromancer as. Mint. That's not very nice. Model, huh? Yeah, that remodel's not too. Yeah, no. Even with getting a Council Room and a gold, like now you might draw the remodel with the Council Room. Just Duchy here as Mario. Yep, and he does.
Apo's trying to make the Emporium stuff work.
No, it doesn't seem so bad to me at this point, honestly. He might be able to triple Emporium next turn. I mean, I agree that I think a cleaner or a more focused council room money without the whatever else is fares better against what Oppo's doing, but Forest Gift would be the third buy. He doesn't
But
get there anyway.
Didn't find his druid, which hurts. I guess he probably would have lacked money as well. Maybe, I don't know.
Once that copper. that was very strange.
Yeah, why would you keep the copper?
Option to put province on deck rather than trash a copper.
That is so weird. I didn't even notice. I just didn't even notice. Maybe
It makes more sense for Mario's deck.
Maybe he didn't mean to click it. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been an accident that he's like, it doesn't matter that.
Yeah, it's like it's just like it looks like something that no one would ever like think to do except by clicking the seal. At least if you've had the wherewithal to build this particular deck,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he didn't actually top deck it. This hurts because he didn't get enough in play to get the Emporium points.
Yeah.
It's just gonna, I guess, double duchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Apo
this looks good for him.
Did he have 16? Does he have $16?
Maybe with like priest trashing duchy or something. Oh no, because then he doesn't have the buys.
Didn't find the druid again. Well, he could still get the buy if he had drawn. Because
there's fields.
There's a non-terminal one.
Right.
Yeah, that seems right.
Might gain a
And zombie apprentice that. Does he have more necromancers? Does he have another one? That could be a nice draw. I guess that's a pretty nice out for Mario potentially is remodel.
Yeah.
Mill Province may let him end it on some turn.
The duchy looks good.
Mm-hmm. He's still, it's like hard for him
there.
though, right? Because like Apo has a source of decent points still, and
Right, that's true.
Mario's not. I mean, I guess just one doesn't quite cut it. Well, yeah, he can get the estates. Yeah.
This ton of green in their decks at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The turns are just, you gotta hope for a good draw at this point.
Yeah, it's just gonna be what, I mean, so far out of your control.
Province, I think. Like, eh, it's like obviously it's a tough call, and we're looking at a lot of green in Oppo's hand, but I guess it's reasonable too that Mario could track what Oppo played last turn and
But also, like, what
hitting
if
problems here.
he doesn't province? What would he have done? Double estate? I mean, would that have gotten him anywhere? I mean,
Triple estate
no, triple. He's at
with ball.
ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's just here he gets it. Okay.
Mm.
There were like a couple turns there where if Apo had, if the patricians had all hit and he'd gotten to the druid, it could have it could have ended up differently. Though it's always, I mean, the patrician thing was always just, gonna live or die by that, by its top decking. The non trashing priest didn't help either. I don't think. I don't know how much he suffered for it in the long game, but it can't have been good for his deck.
So just started with someone. Oppo. Nice kingdom. So get a wishing well.
I guess you could try to
Sure.
go real fast on seer stuff and not try and skip, not do so much city quartering. Just do like a lot of wishing wells and seers and some foragers.
Altar looked good.
Altar looks very good. Yeah, I agree.
Even if you're doing the seer thing, like gains you your seers.
Altar looks very, very good. Seer is so nice here. Does that order make sense? I don't. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Is there like some particular trick that would make that make sense? I don't.
I don't think so.
He just seems wrong to me.
Looks good for Tracer.
Yeah, he's moving around the deck a lot.
The altar.
I would just get another well. City Gate. Yeah. It's fine.
City Gate.
It's not that great. That's true, Honda.
Tracer like hugely anti-City Gate.
I don't know. Is that the thing he has? I don't know.
Might be. I might be misremembering.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds totally plausible. I just don't know that. I don't
think he might be
keep
doing
good enough track of Tracer's opinions. He has.
I think he's doing the basic, the simpler seer thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm a bit okay. Yeah, he did get a forager. Tracer should draw a deck here.
Yeah.
But Apo is in the meantime also kind of gotten his stuff together.
And he's got the forager. We can do a little gaining stuff that Tracer can't, but
Well, Tracer has
I
two
don't know if
forgers
that's
now.
actually important. Oh, he does. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah. He didn't for a while, but the last 2 turns he's gained one. No, I would never do double tack here. It doesn't. There's too many things on the board that don't play nice with it. Delve is really good here.
Takes a city quarter with a lot of debt. I know what you're. I don't even know what you're doing with the city quarter.
Yeah, you would need to
At this
have.
point.
You would need to already have like another altar or swashbuckler or something.
Yeah,
Like even as
Tracer gets one too.
Tracer there, I think I'm gonna be delving more than those things. I mean,
I
the
feel like they
same.
could start provincing pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
The gain in play is kind of nice from the
I
city quarter.
I also agree with Wandering Winder on the delve versus Trove here. I think you just delve a bunch to get cash if that's what you want at any point.
Yeah, I can see the way that like Trove feeds Forager a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be so nice for Oppo to just have one more dollar here. Take that seer.
Tracer's got so much more draw. Maybe he's gonna get a Trove mid-turn. Yeah. Yeah, they're okay. They're fine. I definitely would like to see Delve Trove. Or not Trove, Seer.
Troves.
That's gonna be hard to manage.
Yeah, that's getting pretty risky on ability to keep drawing.
He also just doesn't have the buys. He doesn't need that much money.
Not at all.
Like, this is already a ton of money. Second Trove looks just like asking to not draw deck.
Hey, and if you're double provincing there, like if you're gonna get the second Trove, I feel like you want another Forager.
Yeah.
You want to just be building bigger, not going straight for the green.
Yeah. Apo's deck is just like, he's gonna have to get real lucky to continue drawing at all. It's just so big. I wonder if Tracer already has double, I would just alter for like a well. I wouldn't even worry about. I mean, I wouldn't get another Trove. Unless you want to forage it, I guess.
Tracer has the two Foragers.
Yep.
If he takes a Trove and trashes like 2 silvers, or 1 silver if he has to only.
Can't he forge Trove?
Yeah, he can get double here. See, yeah, so Tracer's deck looks much better capable of handling the 2 Troves than Oppo's.
Yeah, definitely.
You can get rid of both coppers with the 1 Forager and the altar, but quite as much control as you want to maintain.
But then even the golds at that point are a problem, right? Because you're just it's way more money than you can use.
Right.
on buys anyway. He really can't double. He's got to add a forager here, I think. But he's really unlikely to draw next turn.
Tracer triple?
Can Tracer triple? Probably.
Not sure.
I would guess yes. I mean, he can
Yeah.
he can.
Not if he doesn't draw.
Yeah. Does he still may have a win though. I'm not sure, but
There's
probably short.
yeah.
He doesn't really have to worry that much about I guess Apo could have got a really lucky draw, but it would have been pretty unlikely. Now Tracer should get through pretty easily. Or at least through enough. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly about the payload adding in there, but the decks look pretty good. I mean, certainly the right kind of deck. All right, there's only
Oppo psychomatic.
10 minutes.
This is a nice board too. Oh wow. Then has Chameleon.
Where did you go? Sorry.
It's Oppo and psychomatic.
Right.
What do you need to do here?
This should end pretty quick. A lot of piles that will fly. Tracer has taken the lead. Tracer looking for our first repeat champion. Well, I mean, he's still got... It's not so simple anymore.
Yeah.
But still got to go through playoffs.
He also played a ton of games like last time. The Psycho doesn't have a potion. I think I can see that. There's plenty of gains. The Salvager can give you cards here. Them, yeah. I think Silk Merchant Salvager looks pretty nice if you have the 4/3. Any of like, I had a game with Chameleon Forager yesterday. That was really nice, and Salvager just the same. Like, if you could draw before trashing, but I feel like Chameleon, so much of it is it's just so good.
Yeah. I mean,
That's felt to me.
Tons of cards get buffed by it.
I had this one cool Sona Vanto.
Yeah, I think in interesting
like
ways
excess
too.
Yeah. dog would be interesting. Just make a ton of coins at the end once you've drawn your deck.
We don't get to see any of it. It's just
Yeah.
all going away too fast.
That was that like 3 minutes, I want to say. Titan Trey Calebby
Sounds
look like
good.
they're gonna start. All right, we have Wayfair. That's a good card. Develop Wayfair. That does a whole weird thing.
Oh yeah,
Even remember.
lots
I'd have
of
to-
Test.
Is it a try commentary? Now RTT, I can only balance. I can only balance one audio at a time. I have, and I just make a guess, so I have no idea. With three people, I mean it's probably already way off. Because RTT was like way louder than you are in my mic or in my ears.
I wonder if Fathom plays in this kingdom at all. Well, you can't play it, but
Yeah. I mean, it might be a thing to maneuver around points at the end, or if you fall behind, but you have more build potential.
I expect you have a lot of silvers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is just like have recruiter Wayfarer and then market. And maybe you get some ports when you have hit below 5, but I would just try.
Yeah, you could do. You develop looks good with ports. You can get plenty of villagers from recruiter.
Yeah, we've had that most of the day. I mean, it's gotten a little bit worse actually. If you can see what Oshi just wrote.
Is it worse?
Yeah, it's getting a little worse, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I would fix it if I knew what to do at all.
We'll just make sure you never win again. So we won't have to worry about it.
I'm gonna watch this whole video
Never-
later
never-
and just
never-
like cringe at my
Never
static the whole
invited
time.
back. Yeah.
Commentary was that poor.
It's not your commentary. It's just
I know.
It's just your electronic
Go-
voice.
I'll go get a podcasting microphone or something,
Exactly.
Blue Yeti or something, rather than my laptop's built in.
Yeah, like I got it a while back. I got, a new mic and then like a stand, and then I just bump the stand all the time. So it just creates this new.
Is that what sounds like you hitting a gong?
Yes, there's like springs on it, and so when I bump it, they like bang up against the metal frame, and then that's the sound
Good sound. I don't mind it.
that people. I don't know how loud it. I don't watch my videos, and I don't do any like quality check. So I never know about these things except to the degree that people comment on them. And then even when they comment on them, I don't like go. I still don't go check. I just know that.
I don't want to know about it.
Right. I just know that it exists, but I don't know how exactly it sounds.
Yeah.
I kind of told myself that I would try to in the future. Like if I know I bump it, I'll write down the timestamp so I can fix it later. But even then.
But then if you're playing, it's just like, you can just focus on the playing.
I thought we had this whole conversation on the Discord at one point, but I don't know what the rule is.
I know the conversation happened, but I don't know the answer.
That's how it is for like so many things. Like I know about the question, and I know that I've read, and I know that I've even read the answer from Donald, but I don't.
Oh yeah.
Don't remember it ever. Like for some.
And then there's like
so many
possession,
things
which I've never paid attention to.
Yeah.
Possession rule stuff
Yeah.
exist.
Like at some point, there weren't as many erratas and changes, and so I knew what the rules were for most of the,
Right.
even for the weird situations. But then
Inheritance and stuff.
when they started changing, then it was like I couldn't keep track of what the current ruling
I like
was in my
knowing that
head anymore.
there's that. I forget who maintains it. I know their name starts with a J.
Jeebus.
Jeebus, right? That whole rules document with everything. I like that exists.
Yeah. Yeah, I've looked at that for a few things when I wanted to know.
We're about to hit the no new games point.
Okay. Thanks. As I was.
Wayfarer is so good. Just like the cards that do two things at once. I mean, I feel like we learned this lesson ages ago with Wharf. Obviously, Wharf draws a ton in addition to also giving you the buy, but Wayfarer gaining you that payload while drawing is so nice.
It's so good.
In addition to to gaining it for 0 or whatever.
Yeah. It's just like on a board like this, it just gives you everything that you need, and so
Totally.
it's just like because you have the villagers, you don't have to even like. I'm actually surprised that they've emptied the ports. That doesn't seem. I guess they're doing it for develop tricks.
Yeah.
But you don't need it. You don't need anything for action specifically.
It's amazing here how Wayfarer gives you the village too, as long as you can recruit the silvers. On A Libby's turn, Wandering Winder. Even now for Titan Drake, it seems tough. I think the ports are good for develop tricks.
Yeah, that part of it is nice.
This is like such a fun kind of kingdom to play, where it's just like draw a million cards, gain and play over and over.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a finish here. At all. But the Wayfarers are kind of obnoxious to do what you want at this point. There are some tricks though, so maybe they can figure it out. But
I don't know if I'm gonna wrap my head around the develop Wayfarer thing until I play with it.
I think it's just that the Wayfarer costs as soon as you pick what your first thing is, then it costs that.
Okay.
So like if he developed market and he gained a gold, the Wayfarer would cost 6 then before he gained his second card.
I see.
So like he couldn't gain the Wayfarer if it currently costs $4 by doing develop on market. Unless he picked the Wayfarer first. He couldn't do gold then Wayfarer. He could do Wayfarer then gold.
It won't matter all the time.
No, and it's not. That's not the only reason why it could matter as far as the order of that. I mean, there are other things, but
Mm.
that's one example. Oh, you can never get Wayfair as the second thing from a
Oh.
developer. Yeah.
Mm.
That's the because its price will be the same as what you just gained.
Province looks great. Lose this turn.
Yeah. Well, maybe not good enough for that, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what a Libby has, so
Definitely, I think you want to like play as few ports as possible at the start. Developing. Actually, don't know what a Libby's deck looks like that well, so
I think Shad's right though. There is a way to do it.
I haven't had as many like nuts Falconer boards as I've wanted to.
I've had a few.
Yeah, I feel like I've watched. I watched one of yours where you got a million Falconers, and that's the kind of board I want to play.
I mean, I had that develop Falconer thing with Marcus in the championship. That was
Mm, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
that one was pretty heavy Falconer. Um, and there was some way getting in on action too.
Mm. This looks like not too difficult of a win for Titan Drake.
Yeah, this should be pretty easy. Even just on his states, I guess, is like trivial
Yeah,
or not hard anyway.
to be a little careful about villages. Just quite there yet. One more dollar to be in hand. It is. Okay. So you can just develop Wayfair into port and estate and buy two markets.
Tracer's looking like he'll probably end up on the top of the free play. Furcole, I don't know what the status of all the unreported games are, but he maybe could get past. I'm not sure who's playing. Probably not.
Yeah, Furco's only lost, like I think his only game in the last while was one loss. It's pretty similar to where he was before.
Yeah.
And Pat strategy.
All right. Now we just chase down the remaining players.
Mm.
See who's still out there that we know is in the tournament and playing.
Looks like the last one scheduled was Psychomatic and
Syrian Spear.
Searing Spear.
Psycho's relevant for top 4, so this is good to check. So
Yeah, totally.
right
Ooh,
now,
trade route.
with a lot of green and Battlefield. All right, so right now Tracer's in the lead with 33, and then Furkle with 29. Our Silverstein and Psychomatic both have 25 currently, and Freaky as well. And then Cyrix is at 22. I don't know if all those are accurate to the live version. It looks like they are. No, wait. Silverstein has more. Silverstein's at 30. So that isn't quite up to date, but Cyrix just jumped to 27. So the 25ers may not make it in, depending on what Psycho does here. I don't believe Freaky is playing currently, so
Yeah, Freaky had a good start, but
I
hasn't
think
played
he
a ton of
just
games.
didn't play many. Thanks for playing,
Freaky
Steph.
went 5-0.
Just wanted to keep that perfect record.
He got close. Freaky hasn't been playing a lot recently, so 5 games.
It's not a
No.
lot for how fast we know he can play.
And it's not 15 games like Xerix and Ammo have, but
Tracer isn't top play. This, I guess, Ammo are consistent. I expect he probably has the most total games played of anybody. He's either number 1 or tied for number 1, I think, most weeks. I don't know what Tracer sort of had 15 means. Was there a game that was like underreported or what?
yeah, Bag of Gold doesn't.
I see. Bag of Gold. Was that? Oh man, there's still some of the real nice ones left.
Hmm. It'd be tough to get the full trade route here. I don't know if anyone's buying any Dukes. Be fun, but
If I got Steed soon enough, I'd be willing to just start printing silvers and buying duchies. Depending on where my opponent was in their deck. Oh, never mind. There's Wall. I didn't see Wall.
landmarks, it's not a big deal.
Just cover them up. That's what I do before I look at a kingdom.
Right? You can draw your own landmark that says when you set up the kingdom, Nixinock starts with plus 10 VP.
Exactly.
Not getting through the Sonavanto pile that quickly.
I'm surprised.
But they do have 2
I'm
Sonas.
surprised they're not trashed. Now Psycho's swapping to duchies.
Take followers,
the
yeah.
followers.
Yeah, it's brutal to go up against trusty seed and followers here.
Don't expect my commentary to be coherent. R. Silverstein. That's an unfair expectation here. Bag of gold.
Oh, there's the trade route.
It's not even fully powered up yet.
No, no.
It's
But
going to
before long,
become even more powerful.
this is not a nice hand to look at. Ecomatic. Dad's out of it.
Is anyone in chat or in Discord aware of any other ongoing games that could be relevant to the outcome? Apo just posted result. Okay, so he's not gonna make it. Freaky's not playing anymore, so he's not gonna make it. So it's either gonna be Psycho or Cyrix, I believe. Unless Cyrix is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's just this one. So it's either Psychomatic's going to make it in or Cyrix is going to make it in. And Tracer and Silverstein Furkel are guaranteed their spots as well. Well, no, they're not guaranteed their spots, but they're guaranteed top 4. And Psycho might be number 2 or whatever. He might tie Silverstein.
Psycho's got the 3 good ones now.
Mm-hmm. Did Psycho and Silverstein play? Nope. So I can't use that to break the tie. So, and they're gonna have the same number of games. I'm just gonna have to flip. If Psycho wins, I'm just gonna have to flip a coin to figure out pairings. Oh, it's 2 and 3. Okay. Never mind. I mean, I'm open to rules changes, Steph, if it doesn't make it. But in general, adding something like that versus. I don't know what it gains us over the complexity, but I'm open to changing the rules. Yeah, that's fine. If they face each other, they can just let the random player order. It's the same thing.
People are using Discord to do voice commentary while everyone spectates in the client.
Somebody, is that you, Warfrat?
That was that person.
Oh, I'll mute.
I think Aaron's unmuted.
Yeah, Heron's unmuted, but not talking. I muted person, man.
It's Aaron.
And Heron, but okay.
Roommates are also in the background. I don't know if they're.
Yeah, I mean they're not like audible. I mean, not really. Like
occasionally you hear like a voice.
Yeah, but they're not
a sound.
Yeah. It's just a sound. You can't make out really what's being said at any point.
A big animal.
I couldn't. It's okay, you guys. I mean, I have powers to mute whoever, so we just.
You got all the power.
I have all the power for whatever reason. JSH, gave me the power, and now I use it to oppose him ever being reinstated. Is the main thing here. Where's that? So, wow, this game could take a while to finish.
You think we'll still be doing the Quarantine Cup when KSH is a top Dominion player?
That could take. I don't know. I mean, when will that ever happen? That's true. He can. But we know how long that sticks, so I'm not too worried. I know how to make a new email address. I don't even think you have to do that, actually. He can't ban me from the Discord server, though. He can only ban me from Dominion.games. I think we have a fresh echoer.
I miss the
Just you.
Red Boon roles, Mountain's Gift, and whatnot.
For what? I'm sorry, I don't know your.
The Discord roles, like Discord mod was Mountain's Gift, and admin was some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now that you say it, but I've forgotten. What's Psychomatic's big finish here? I mean, does he have a way to score enough in this period of time? Because Syrian Spear has another province hand.
Huh? I didn't notice how behind Sicko was in points. Feel bad shortening it to Sicko. I like switched to Psycho earlier, but I thought that sometimes.
It's funny how I don't know how people pronounce their own tags.
Yeah,
a
right.
lot of them, so I don't. I guess he can just
He has a win here, right?
yeah, he can just double and buy whatever.
He
Buy a duchy.
doesn't even. He just doubles, right? Like.
Well, there's walls, so he's
Oh,
got to
wall.
buy a duchy too, but or duke or whatever. I guess he's just counting wall points, maybe, but it's pretty clear.
I used to really hate wall. I don't mind it at all now. It's it's a different way to play.
Yeah, wall is. I've only had a couple games that wall I felt made like really miserable. Like RTT and I played a game in the last league or a couple leagues ago that was kind of miserable due to wall. But
I mean, sometimes there's like really cool, tons of gain stuff you can do that you just can't do with wall. But
all right, so the pairings will be Tracer versus Furkle, with Tracer going first, and Psycho versus our Silverstein with first determined randomly. I don't know if people can hear that. Psycho at least was listening. Tracer was listening. It's enough.
they can work it out amongst themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one should we watch? Who
Um,
have we seen fewer of? We watch a lot of. Well, I don't know.
have you watched everyone?
Yeah, we watched all of these players, of course.
You can see what the kingdoms look like.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'll go to Tracer's
Okay.
table.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll sit in the other one. We'll see which kingdom looks nicer.
Mm.
We can do. You can do radio play by play on the other one, and then
Yeah, we could do a double thing here. Keep everyone informed who's at the other table.
this one I'm looking at has no villages, but has draw and trashing and stuff, but no villages. So and no attacks. Well, never mind. There's swamp hack, but doesn't look that good to me. Maybe it's okay.
There's plenty going on here.
Yeah.
We have Pursue Patron. We have Butcher. There's Capitalism, Steward, Beggar, Encampment. This has got it all.
Yeah, they're a little lacking and stuff. I'm gonna leave. I mean, it's just.
It's like
it's a little more restrictive. They're gonna have to be more creative in their making it work. It's not. As
and I just had a Silk Road rush last time in the semifinal, so like I imagine it was a lot more fun to watch the other one.
Yeah.
Unless you like seeing who's going to draw their engineer at the right time.
Yeah, we heard about it a little bit in the other win, but
Yeah, I was convinced Dan was going to win, but yeah. I don't know if you really do all of the things here. Like, I don't think you get capitalism.
it's probably not.
I don't know how much you
it's
actually
probably not a big deal. It's nice with the
do
it's nice with the
patron.
patrons, but other than that, it's
Yeah,
not.
it could be like give you some villages.
Mhm.
Steward. Cole has a sad shuffle a little bit, but at least he sees the steward. He gets Earth's Gift, which is great.
Yeah,
Be the best one here.
it's not as.
It's not.
It could be a little sad on his turn, I guess.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't know what I'm talking about. There's encampment at the very least.
Hmm.
So did Fur
Cole deciding whether to use his
I don't like
villager
Furcole's candlestick maker over encampment. Turn 3. I think he'd rather just draw, even if it's an expedition kind of thing.
Yeah. You want the candlestick maker eventually.
Yeah, but you can get
But-
it. You can get it from Butcher.
That's true. Yeah, that's better.
It would be fun if someone can do Pursue Patron, but there's like not a way to put patrons in your discard besides just gaining one or buying them.
Right.
So you don't.
Just gonna be in your hand, ideally.
So it's hard for that to really do. That. You may be able to do it at certain points, just because you know there's a patron on top or something. But oh yeah, Steph's right. If you get capitalism, then you can discard it to Plaza. So it is possible.
Cool.
Whether you want to jump through all the hoops to make it happen isn't necessarily
Glad it's a thing.
that
Yeah.
clear, but it is possible.
pace of play slows down a little bit in the semifinals.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what the buy is for Tracer here. Interesting.
He tosses Butcher. That's pretty sad.
I kind of think maybe I like the capitalism. I don't know.
I mean, it's fine to me. I'm not. I don't. I'd have to look at the turn when he bought it to see if I think it was like the best buy. But I don't mind having capitalism here. Of
Sure,
course,
yeah.
but
I don't know if these pursues are better than
this one looks pretty nice.
Will-O-Wisp.
At least. I don't know about the mid general, but that one at least looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
You gotta hit that Wisp patron combo.
Yeah. Wonder if Tracer goes like into encampment here and buys a gold.
Yeah.
Uh,
Something like that.
It's good.
Tracer looks pretty ahead, I guess.
What he has, no estates and 3 coppers trashed. So Furcall hasn't trashed any coppers.
So that's
It
going
has
to be
2 estates left.
pretty rough.
Difference to make up.
Oh, Furkle's, I see. Furkle's Steward missed.
That
No,
hurts.
wait.
Saw it with the patron.
Yeah, he saw it with the patron. He just chose not to play it.
Really?
Oh, man, I see. Yeah, that's not... If you buy your Steward on the opening, you should probably trash with
Yeah, I see
it.
the reasoning. Butcher's, in a way, like Butcher's a good card here, but
Mm-hmm.
getting that trash in is super valuable.
Yeah. I mean, this is a board where the trashing does more than draw. I think for quite a while, you don't have that much draw to. There's not that much draw, so the coppers are super bad. Or it's a little bit smaller draw anyway. Here he's cleaning up some. Just a question of he has a lot of coffers. He should use some of them. Plunder isn't that exciting to me, but
I don't know if I would have taken 2. I guess Tracer's one with the gold, so
yeah.
it's nice to have 2 things in deck to reveal.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't really have encampments, though, to speak of.
Yeah, he only has the 1.
So it's more just what the plunder itself is doing at this
Yeah,
point.
in that case, I like the 1 plunder or even no plunder. 1's probably good.
It's gonna be tough anyway.
She's got the second butcher.
I don't draw. He's got these stewards. He can do this capitalism mode deck, but it's this mixture of regular actions and then these capitalism ones, and so
It's kind of hard to make that really work.
yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of payload here, or a lot of action stuff that you play that it's sad. It's a little sad because there are things that sort of look like they're, I mean, they're just coffer givers, but it's that same mode of giving money, but it doesn't actually help with the capitalism here or work with the capitalism here.
I guess Tracer's ready to green.
Well, unless he's feeling really, I would love to see Furkel try to do the patron pursue thing. I think that would be interesting. He needs to trash some though. Some more. It's hard. He didn't get to play his candlestick maker, so that hurts this turn a lot. He can pursue some unless he's gonna province, I guess. So sounds
Tracer doesn't quite have a full turn.
Yeah. Sounds like Psycho's gonna win the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Furkel's thing is, well, he's got villagers, I guess, so he's not totally stopped yet.
That's a lot of coffers. These are just spent on making a copper a patron.
Mm-hmm. Is that his first patron? No. I might have made it a Blessed Village.
I don't know, is it really that good to... It's a lot of coffers to use.
Yeah.
A game left? I still don't know if it's worth it. So got nice boons off his 2 Blessed Villages.
Mm-hmm. Furkel's going for the drawing on this steward stuff. I don't know if that actually is the play or not. It worked out pretty well for him though, so. Maybe at the end, no, I don't know.
There's like so much stuff that works together but doesn't actually do that much here. Like you can put actions in crypt too.
Mm-hmm.
Why you'd want to that badly. Alright, so Psycho will be the one of the finalists.
Okay.
Racer did really well in the free play stage today. That looks to me, without checking anything, like one of the higher scores we've seen. 38 points.
Yeah. Yeah, the first week, of course, is not comparable because they had an extra half hour. And I don't remember what the other one. Last week, the high was 29. And I don't know about the second.
Not sure what you mean, Insurgents. Do you mean Sicko or Psycho is what he's going for?
Yeah. Where I was gonna say the difference is more the vowel.
Yeah, Seiko, we can say.
I mean, it's based on like some cookware brand or something.
Uh, it's the baker. That's our.
I bet Tracer will let him undo.
Gonna go into undo limbo for a couple minutes.
Do you just get the spinning castle? Is that what it is? Get stuck
I
on?
get it just freezes on the kingdom screen for a little while, and then I go to the spinning castle for a little while. Later in games, I don't know if that like reveals anything about what causes it.
Yeah, I don't have any idea. Steph, I guess, would be if that helps him in any way. No.
I'm on the spinning wheel.
Well, Furkel is just playing his treasure actions and then considering his buys. So it's just hard because Tracer always is going to have the mill power that he's not, or more of it, and more consistently as far as whether you have to play around it.
Cole still has the one butcher.
Yeah. And Furkel's not even seeing his whole deck every turn. I mean, I guess, I don't know, Tracer is more often than him.
I feel like you want two butchers so often. Like I feel like it's rare that you only want one and not three or more.
Yeah. Like Tracer's just going to draw and go for it here, but he should have it in hand now. I haven't counted it, but I have to assume it is in hand. Now it's definitely in hand. So Tracer versus Psychomatic for our grand finals. Tracer will get to go first. As a continued reward for his strong performance in the free play. I mean, if you want to play third place, you can. I'm not going to ask you to or not. And if you don't want to play it, it's totally up to you guys if you want to play for third.
It's the same table player order shenanigans. Or
Yeah, this time he just left the table, so we'll see which of them makes one. I'm not even seeing okay, there we go. Psychomatic. Oh, never mind. All right, Tracer made a table. Here we go.
right, Quarantine Cup 4 finals.
Lots of villagers. They lack buy here. So that's a good joke, Amo. That's a really good joke. Wild Hunt split probably pretty important since it's
Both have
essentially
5-2.
your gains and your points. That's nice. No one can be salty about that.
Yeah, because opening recruit is amazing. So
Tracer open with Estate, which is weird.
it's a trash toggle.
I don't don't get. I mean, it's like it's supposed to be a recruiter buff. I don't get. I would rather have a patrician or a lighthouse in my deck. Yeah, but
I mean, I get that.
I don't even know about the shepherds. But whatever. You wouldn't buy the lighthouse, you'd buy the patrician, or I would, but yeah, to me it still just looks like the Wild Hunt is where all of the story's at, but
Second recruiter here.
that or you go ahead and get the academy.
Yeah.
You may not need a second recruiter. Or may not play with a second recruiter, I'm not sure.
Especially if you're not trashing your estates. My thought was that just using the villagers from the second recruiter when you trash it eventually. But
May lose Necro here just so you can buy a Wild Hunt. I think that's what I would do anyway. Even though Necro's fine, but that'll look pretty good to me for Tracer.
did they get fleet at some point?
You might get fleet, I guess. I mean, probably. I don't know.
I feel like probably, but
They're going to need... I feel like Tracer will need to pick up an amulet at some point. He's already gaining the... That's interesting.
yeah. I mean, I kind of see it.
Yeah, I guess it had... Well, it had nothing on it, right? I'm not sure about that. That's really relying on drawing well, but maybe you will.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the villagers. He's pretty trashed. I don't know. I kind of like it.
He's going to need an amulet. I think... Yeah, there you go. Okay, I like that. He needs the silver gains to... at some point for recruiters.
It's a pretty fair amount thinner than Psychomatic.
Yeah, Tracer looks like in a really strong position, like probably one. Because he's just, I mean, effectively just ahead in everything, and there's not like room to, not a lot of room to outplay your opponent unless they start doing something very bad.
And Psycho's almost in this position where he has to take the Wild Hunt points with less deck control than he'd like to be doing that, just because if he doesn't, Tracer's going to take it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Tracer here will just keep buying Wild Hunts while getting a little bit better on the points.
A little surprised he gained the silver at the start of that turn rather than trash a copper.
Yeah, if you have it in hand,
He did.
then that looks definitely better to me.
I was looking at the wrong that one.
Because now he's got to find a recruiter. It was also weird for him maybe to trash, because he had fun. It was weird for him to trash copper over silver, I think, because now he has to find a recruiter or he's sad. Like now this is sad and didn't really have to be.
Luckily for him, it's not awful, but
But he should have been able to, he should have trashed his silver, I think, with the recruiter.
One thing Psychomatic can do is, um, well, assuming Tracer doesn't just buy an estate here, which I don't really expect him to, but yeah, Psycho can get the both estates next turn. I Tracer another points play.
I still don't think he really needed a second recruiter, but
Only now seems like a weird time to get it.
hard thing here is if Psycho doesn't buy a action, then he's in the same situation with the. He still has a Necro. Okay. If he doesn't buy an action, he's in the same situation as Tracer as far as needing to. Well, it's even worse for him. To go into the next turn with 0 villagers is really scary. So now Tracer's still gonna get the. He should, yeah, he can trash a Wild Hunt. That's fine. I would have thought about trashing a Shepherd, but that's fine too.
At this point, I don't know when you're in a situation to buy fleet rather than province. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I
there's
guess
there's no real. There's probably not much upside to doing it, unless you just don't have 8.
all the Wild Hunt stuff is done. So they just mirror each other the rest of the way, then it's Tracers.
Yep.
Guarantees, of course.
Right. Tracer's already looking at an opening hand, which is somewhat scary.
And not ideal.
Psychomatic, of course, doesn't have villagers right now, and isn't that clean. Well, neither of them are really that clean because they have a bunch of estates and still a lot of their starting treasure. Psychomatic buys fleet, which is just bizarre, just totally bizarre to me.
Tracers trashed a decent number of coppers.
Yeah, is he okay?
I think.
The fleet is like doing just so much nothing.
Tracer needs to use some villagers here to keep it in province. Seems fine. Like, I like drawing the silver and buying a province better than fleet, for sure. Adds a rewording of fleet is very apt for this board.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you could miss Duchy on your fleet turn, but
They're gonna be. These decks aren't actually that consistent.
so I was looking at another rough hand.
Just
Yeah.
on the number of villagers they have right now. I mean, he's got one shepherd, right? And so it's like, it's all there to dud, at least potentially.
Yeah, there was at least one wild hunt where I kind of expected it to be a shepherd. Yeah. Well, here's a missed 5.
I don't know why you would draw on there, to be honest.
Nothing to gain other than, well, you can get a duchy or fleet.
But losing the villager really sucks.
It does. It really does.
It's like Mac's going to win because he still has Necropolis.
It's possible. Sir could miss province again out of this hand. Of course, Psychomatic doesn't hit province here.
RTT is talking about pillaging. That doesn't seem crazy to me at all.
Yeah, you can kill someone's turn for sure. Sir made a turn out of that hand.
We could get a villager, Steph. Yeah, I mean, right. He's not just saying it in the context of any old hand.
There's another hand for Tracer to look at
Yeah.
for a minute.
These are going to keep happening. But
It's funny, like,
now he has lots of villagers.
he has to trash the wild hunt, which ends up like not looking so bad. Adding 5 villagers.
No, it's okay. I don't know why he played the wild hunt though, or triggered that. I guess. I don't think you need to clean. He should have stopped before the wild hunt. Well, because there was a wild hunt down in there, and he had 6 villagers or whatever. He should have stopped while that was there. But anyway,
I don't know
20 points looks
whether
pretty safe.
Yeah, there's no coming back. I don't know on this sort of like the situation if you want green on top of your deck.
I don't think so.
Your next turn, probably not. I mean, it's not like they have that many shepherds.
If you're going to end up playing this wild hunt anyway, you should just play it first. I guess that's not guaranteed one way or the other, but... All right, Tracer is going to take his second Quarantine Cup title. Our first repeat champion. It only took us four tries to do it. That's right. Also, he commentated on Quarantine Cup 2 and didn't participate in the third, so he has a so far perfect record.
All he needs to do is
RTT.
just wake up.
Can't forget that fleet. Yeah, if he wakes up, he just gets a extremely prestigious tournament win. All right, so
Congratulations to
GGs
Tracer.
to everybody. Yep, congrats to Tracer. The clear so far front runner on mastering the Quarantine Cup meta, and
Mhm.
plays lots of games, wins lots of games. He gets it done. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks so much for talking with me, Wharfrat.
It's my pleasure.
And
Thanks for putting this all together.
you bet. It's pretty easy now. Nothing broke
Yeah.
this week. First time. I didn't pour water in my replacement keyboard, and so
Always good.
I wasn't scrambling for that in the 10 minutes before. So it was all good. So thanks everyone who played, and I hope you all enjoyed it. So see you later.